Dear students, welcome to the science class. In the last class, we completed the force and pressure chapter. In the last class, we also completed the exercise. In the today's class, we are going to start with a new chapter. That chapter is nothing but it is the friction chapter. Chapter number 12 in your textbook is equal with nothing but friction. Now, if you are to honest, this chapter is one of the most complicated chapters in your syllabus. The friction chapter is one of the most complicated chapters in your syllabus. So we are going to study about this chapter from today's class. So before that, if you remember the previous classes, if you remember about the forces, in previous class we studied about the different types of force. That is nothing but one is contact force, another one is non-contact force. The contact force we studied about the muscular force, as well as we studied about the frictional force. Right, this is the type of a contact force. So that friction force is nothing but contact force. In the same manner, we studied about the non-contact force, that is nothing but magnetic force, gravitational force, electrostatic force in the previous class. So one of the contact force is nothing but friction. So we are going to study about that friction. So before that, I am going to take two examples. In those two examples, you have to tell me why, in which way the body movement is going to happen, why it is happening. So take an object. Take an object, or I take a bicycle. I am going to take a bicycle. I am going to take a bicycle. In that bicycle, a person is sitting. A person is sitting, and another person is pushing the bicycle in this direction. In this direction. He is pedaling the bicycle in this direction only, this direction, and he is also pushing the bicycle in this direction. What will happen to the bicycle? Bicycle starts to move in this direction only. It starts to move in the straight direction only. Right? What will happen to the speed of this bicycle? The speed of the bicycle is going to get increased. The speed of the bicycle is going to get increased, and the motion of the direction will continuously, or direction of the motion will be continuously the same. It is going to be the same. It is going to continuously move in this direction. The same manner, what will happen if the bicycle? What will happen if the bicycle? This person is pedaling the bicycle in this direction. Another person who is standing here is going to apply the force in the opposite direction of the bicycle. Is going to apply the force in the opposite direction of the bicycle. Is going to push the bicycle in the opposite direction to this motion. What will happen? Starts to push. Bicycle starts to move slowly. It starts to move slowly up to some point. After that point, the bicycle is going to stop there only. It is going to stop there only. Right? If you remember the previous classes, we can say that the forces which are applied in the same direction, the forces which are applied in the same direction are going to increase the speed of that object. They are going to increase the speed of the object. In the same manner, if the forces, if the two forces which are acting in the opposite direction, they are going to change the state of the motion. They are going to change the state of the motion. That is nothing but if the bicycle is moving in this direction. If this person is applying force in the opposite direction, after some point of time, this bicycle is going to stop. Why? He is applying the force in the opposite direction. Right? For that, we can say that if I say that forces are applied in the same direction. Forces are applied in the same direction are going to increase the speed of the increase the speed. In the same manner, forces are applied in forces are applied in forces which are going to apply in the same direction are going to increase the speed of that object. In the same manner, forces which are applied in the opposite direction are going to change the state of the motion. There is nothing but the speed is going to reduce one thing, or after some point of time the bicycle is going to stop due to the force applied by this person on this bicycle in the opposite direction. So that these two statements. In the same manner, when you take another example, I have to push this table. How I am going to push this table? Me along with my friend, both are going to push this table, so that table is going to go in the forward direction. It's continuously go and move in the forward direction. Right? If both the persons are applying the force in this direction. Another person will come in the opposite direction. He is going to apply the force in the opposite direction. Right? If this is table, I am applying the force in this direction. The table is going to go in the forward direction. Another person comes and is going to apply the force in this direction. In this direction, what will happen? Table is going to stop. Why table is going to stop? Because application of my force. Because of the application of my force, the table is moving. Then another person is going to come and he is applying the force opposite to my force. Because of that force, the table which is in motion, after some point of time, it is going to stop. After some point of time, it is going to stop. Right? If it is stopping, why it is stopping? Because of the application of force which is acting opposite to my force. I hope this is clear. Right? For any object to change its state of the motion from motion to rest or stopping, there should be an application of the force which is opposite to the motion. It should be opposite to the movement or direction of the motion. It should be opposite to the direction of the motion. Right? If you take these examples, we can say that these things can be happen. That is nothing but forces are applied in the same direction are going to increase the speed. In the same manner, forces which are applied in the opposite direction are going to change the state of the motion. Next, we have to take another example. So that we should come to this point. That point is nothing but about friction. It is all about the forces. We have to know about the friction. We should know about this introductory part. Now we are going to take an example of cricket. Cricket match is going on. Virat Kohli is on batting. Let the bowler as Shoaib Akhtar is retired, but I want them to be bowling so that Virat Kohli is hammering all around the ground. So then Virat Kohli is batting. Virat Kohli on facing the ball, he is going to play that ball all around the ground. He is going to play that ball all around the ground. All around the ground means it is in the contact with the ground only. Right, when you play that ball, the ball is going to move towards the boundary. If this is surface, if here is the boundary, in now he is not going to apply much more force. Just playing the ball in a direction towards the straight line or any direction, and he is playing the ball along the ground. He is playing the ball along the ground. Right? If he is playing the ball along the ground, what will happen to the ball? Ball is continuously in motion. Right? After some point, the ball is going to reach here. After some point, ball is going to reach here. Again, after some point, ball is going to reach here. And lastly, ball is going to stop here. Right? Virat Kohli plays that shot. The ball is continuously in motion on the ground, along the ground. After some point, it is going to come here. The speed is getting reduced. Again, after some time, the ball is going to come here. Lastly, ball is going to stop here. Ball is lastly going to stop here. Right? The force applied on this ball will be from Virat Kohli's bat, which is going in this direction. Let this be the direction of the force in this direction. It is going in this direction. Right? If you remember, the ball is stopping at that point. The ball is stopping at this point. Right? Why the ball is stopping there? Right? If you remember, here, to change the state of the motion, forces are applied in the opposite directions. Forces are applied in the opposite direction to change the state of the motion. The state of the motion at initial point, it is in straight line direction, it is moving. After some point, it is stopping. That means some opposite forces acting in its direction. direction. Some force is acting in this direction. Opposite force is acting in this direction. Anyone is there? The fielder is there? No. But still ball is going to stop nearer to the boundary line. Right? In this direction force is applied by the ground coordinate so that ball is continuously in movement. But which force is going to stop that ball? Why the stop is actually stop? Ball is actually stopping due to the opposite force which is acting in this direction. Which is that opposite force? No one is there, and it is along the ground. That opposite force is nothing but that force is friction. That opposite force to stop that ball is nothing but friction, which is present on the ground. Which is present on the ground. Right? If it continuously rolling, after some point of time the speed is getting reduced and the ball is stopping, that we can say that here some opposite force is acting on that ball. That opposite force making the ball to change its state of the motion. That opposite force is nothing but it is the friction force. It is nothing but it is the friction force. Clear? I hope this is clear. In the same manner, when you take the carom ball, when you hit that carom piece, the striker is continuously start to move around the corners, or it is going to hit the sides. After some point of time, the striker is going to stop. Why it is going to stop? It is changing its state of the motion. Why it is changing the state of the motion? Due to some opposite force. Due to some opposite force. What is that opposite force? That opposite force is nothing but friction. That opposite force is nothing but friction. Right? In the same manner, if I roll this chalk on my hand, what will happen? The chalk is going to stop at some point. What's here? The chalk is going to stop at some point. Why it is stopping here? Why it is changing its state of the motion? Because some opposite force is acting on that chalk in this direction, opposite to the motion of that direction. That opposite force is nothing but friction, which is present in my hand. The frictional force which is present in my hand. Right? I hope this is clear. We can say that friction is nothing but. I hope this is clear about friction. Friction is nothing but the opposite force which is going to oppose the state of the motion. So that we can define friction. Friction is a force which is opposing the state of the motion of an object, which is opposing the state of the motion of the object, right? If any object which is in movement, which is moving, if it is to stop, if it is the state of the motion is to change, there is an opposite force which is acting on that object. That opposite force is nothing but the frictional force. This is the first point about the friction. Second point of the friction, always remember frictional force is always going to act in the opposite direction. It is always going to act on the opposite direction. For example, take if I am moving this brick in this direction, if I am moving this brick in this direction, pushing this direction on a ground, along a ground, that means it is going to exert some force, opposite force. It is going to experience some opposite force. That opposite force is nothing but friction. If the brick is going in this direction, the friction force is in this direction. In the same manner, if brick is moving along the ground in this direction, if the brick is moving along the ground in this direction, the friction force will be in this direction. Let this be the K direction and this will be the frictional force Fr. In the same manner, K will be the force which we are applying and Fr is the frictional force which is going to act. So that in the second part we can say that the frictional force always act in the always act in the opposite direction. Always act in the opposite direction. Frictional force always act in the opposite direction. Right, first case frictional force is force which is opposing the state of the motion of the object, and it is always going to act in the opposite direction of the motion of the object. Right. Now when you see that, what actually friction is doing? Why actually friction is coming there in case of? And then sorry, we have to discuss further about the friction. Right. Next, third point will be, if you take the example of whichever example you are taking now is in the solids. When you take the example of solids, what is required here? Every object which is moving should be in contact with that frictional force. That is nothing but it should be contact with that ground. So that frictional force is a contact force. Frictional force is a contact force. Right? Frictional force is a contact force. In the same manner, every object to experience the frictional force, it should be around the ground. It should be along the ground. It always should be along the ground. Right? These are the few points about the frictional force. You can take any example. So that you can analyze the frictional force. If you take the example of wheel for playing purpose, when we push that wheel towards the straight line, that wheel or that tire is going to stop at some point. It's going to fall on this some point. Why it is falling? Some opposing force is acting on that wheel. Some opposing force that is acting on that wheel. So that opposing force making that object to fall. That is nothing but a tire. Tire is falling because of the opposing force, which is present in the ground. That making is the wheel to fall or tire to fall. If tire is falling, that means that force which is making the tire to fall is nothing but the frictional force. That is nothing but the frictional force. In the same manner, if you put our leg on a banana peel, what will happen? We are going to slip and we are going to fall. Where we are going to fall getting slip and fall? Due to, if you have to go all like this, if I put my leg on a banana peel, my legs should stand there only, shouldn't slip. Right? If my leg to stand there only, the frictional force should act. But my leg is slipping. That means my leg is slipping. That means the surface becomes smooth. And there is a less frictional force. Due to the less frictional force, we tend to fall when we put our leg on a banana peel. Right? In the same manner, the frictional force acts. Frictional force always acts in the opposite direction of the force applied for object which is moving. Right? This much is clear. Now next thing, what will be the major cause to this frictional force to come in the contact, or what is the major cause that frictional force is acting? Why the frictional force is coming? We should study about the causes of the frictional force. Right? Now we are going to discuss about the causes for the frictional force. Causes for the frictional force. For that reason, we are going to do an activity. Right? I am going to take a book. I am going to take a sheet of paper or book, anything. On that, I am going to take an inclined surface. Or I am going to put an inclined surface on a table. It may be a table of wood table. The above surface is a wood. And it is correctly polished. Right? When I am going to same inclined point surface, I am going to put that inclined surface on a tiles on the ground. Now I am going to put an object here. Let me the object is a pencil or pen or a chalk. I am going to roll the chalk from here. The same manner I am going to roll the chalk from here also. We choose like two conditions. In first condition, we are going to roll the chalk from here. Second condition, roll the chalk from here. I am just going to leave the chalk here and here. What will happen? This chalk starts to move from this direction. Why it is going to continuously move? Because it is an inclined surface. In that inclined surface, the object starts to move. If you take an example, any example, if you keep that object in inclined surface, it is going to start to move. And the force which is acting on those two objects are same. It starts to move in this direction. It is also starts to move in this direction. Right? After some point, these and both the chalks are going to stop. At some point, they are going to stop. In which condition, in which case, the chalk is going to stop early, and which case the chalk is going to cover minimum distance. In which case the chalk is going to cover minimum distance. Right, there this chalk is covering this much distance up to 10 centimeter. And this chalk is going to cover 10 centimeter due to the wood stable. The surface is wood. In the same manner, when I this chalk only, this setup only, I will move that chalk. The chalk is going to cover about 15 centimeter distance. It is going to cover about 15 centimeter distance. It is going to continuously travel. When you observe all those things, in this case also same application of the force. In this case also same application of the force. It is outside the ground. It is outside the ground. Only different material is there. Here it is wood table, and here it is tiles. Here it is tiles. Right? Tiles. When you compare that, this is covering less distance compared to this case. This case. That means the force which is going in this direction is same in both the cases, but opposing force in this direction. The opposing force to both the condition in direction are varying, are changing. In this case, the opposing force is stronger. The opposing force is stronger compared to here the opposing force. In the second case, the opposing force from the tiles is lesser. So that the object is covering much more distance compared to in the first case, in the case of wood table. Why actually the friction force? When you analyze those things, when you observe all those things, when we ask a question that is why it is in the both the cases, when you observe in the both the cases, why the frictional force in this case is more compared to the frictional force in this case? Frictional force in this case compared to this case, why here it is more? Why the frictional force here is more and here is less? When we closely observe the surfaces of the wood table as well as tiles. When we closely observe the surfaces of the wood table and the tiles, and we zoom it, the wood table has the more irregularities. It will be like this wood table, but the tiles should be like this. That means if we want to roll on the chalk to roll on these things, it is experiencing more opposing force. It is experiencing more opposing force. Right? It is like brake roads which are kept on the highways. It's like brake roads which are kept on the highways, so that vehicle starts to move slowly. That means number of brake roads are more in case of wood table compared to the number of brake roads which are coming in the tiles. And they are smaller, so that the object is going to move faster in case of this compared to this. So that these brake roads, actually these are not brake roads, I'm taking this as general name. These brake roads or these type of surfaces is known as irregularities in the surfaces. Right? They are known as surface irregularities. Cause for the friction is first nothing but it is due to the surface irregularities. It is due to the surface irregularities. Surface irregularities. That is nothing but when chalk roll the chalk is also going to have the friction or it is have the surface irregularities. If chalk is also having the surface irregularities in the same manner, ground is also having the surface irregularities. Both the surface irregularities are going to interlock each other. They are going to interlock each other. See here. It is also surface irregularities, it is also surface irregularities. When continuously it is moving, it continuously go and go and go and go, and at some point of time they are going to interlock one each other. When they interlock each other, that means it is going to move now? No. This thing is going to move now? No. Due to that condition, it is going to stop. It is going to stop. For that we can say that surface irregularities which are present on the surfaces of the object as well as the ground are making or the cause for the frictional force. If the surfaces are smooth, the frictional force will be less. If surfaces are very irregular, then the frictional force will be more. I hope this much is clear. In the next class we are going to discuss further about the friction. At that point, thank you.